Hey guys, I am making a video today because I have been gravely mistaken about the fundamental purpose of my so-called Decoder Eyes, and I am at the point of a big reversal regarding that phenomenon. What happened? It's kind of silly that it happened now / this late. Basically, I went back to the root of what my Decoder Eyes are, and discovered with that knowledge that it's actually a bad thing for me to be receiving these things that I was taking as signals. So to start with, I'll just remind you all, my Decoder Eyes is the phenomenon of little pinpricks of different colored light that I've spent ages and ages diving into trying to interpret and modeling the system of. But it's also, you could say, a psychotic feature, I guess. But what it really is, and I knew this when I very first started seeing them. I knew this, but I didn't really. It's something that I called the right head of fiveness, which is a structure. It's a quaternion. It's five people acting. Not five. 4 people acting together to project fiveness, which is the 5-dimensional space-time world that I'm creating, that we're going to upgrade into the next level of the pattern, you could say. And what this structure does is create it, and it creates it out of ether, which is a concept that I feel like, I guess I should explain it. Okay, ether is a different conception of what light is, basically, that makes like a ray of light into like a particle that, well, no, it's not really. It's like a fabric of space and time that's other than space-time. It's directed, and it has to have a beginning and an end, because through it causality can move freely in any direction. It's unlike space-time, in which you can only have causality moving forward in time. An effect always happens after the cause. That's not true in ether, which is kind of the ether is my kind of natural way of living in the world. I guess I'm trying to say my with my mental illness and such, I'm plugged into the world as it is in ether versus as it is in space-time. Although I am growing back to space-time. I'm healing my body so that it's fits back into normal space-time understanding of things. But anyway, so I've just said a lot. What I'm trying to say is that I can't any longer follow my Decoder Eye light signals. And in fact, I shouldn't be seeing or having Decoder Eye signals at all. It's Bright for whom Decoder Eyes are like a magical tool that he's intended to use. Like, that's the same structure that I have as the right-headed fiveness creates this phenomenon of Decoder Eyes if and only if I interpose myself between them outside of its output, basically. I have to double back on myself, recurse, create a loop back that catches the ether that the right-headed fiveness is creating, and it only catches it if I have that undesirable feature of being in front of the stream and it's undesirable because I need every particle of ether that is being projected for fiveness. It's supposed to stay in fiveness. It's constitutive of, it's creating fiveness, and so I don't want to be wasting parts of its stream on me. But then again, they're not something that I might not post this. This is pretty in-depth. Then again, they're not something that I should I shouldn't think they're bad because what they represent, because they're going to happen like it or not. There's little that I can do to prevent/avoid them, although there's some things that I can do to prevent/avoid them, like psych meds, like not using meth, but when they happen, what I'm trying to say is that when they do happen, I shouldn't feel like I've failed. What it means is that is something's just been pointed out in myself that is wrong. It's an aspect of my ego being pointed out. So whatever caused the Decoder Eye signal, I can know is exposed so that it may be healed. So this feeds into A Course in Miracles, which after this insight I'm going to be a lot more involved with or relying on. Or just, kind of unity style new thought kind of thinking in general. Just that these Decoder Eye signals indicate, hey, there's something that you, here's something that is wrong or off in your mind, in your ego, and so change your behavior by specifically not following this signal in order to choose differently and choose healing from that same fault, whatever it may have been. So essentially I I'm doing exactly the opposite of what I have been doing. Rather than following everyone and believing everyone means yes, I really should be not following any of them and believing that they all mean no, in a sense. And I can acknowledge that, I must acknowledge it'll be hard for me to get used to, but the truth of the matter is that the whole, everything that I've created based on theoretically describing the system, this, in use that creates my decoder eye signals is false, which is the same insight that I had maybe a month or so ago of, wow, I have been doing everything backwards. I have a perfect model of God and God's creation that runs in reverse, basically, of how it actually does run / should run. So that's why, because I have this novel that all I need, not novel, this model that I only need reverse to arrive at a right conception of reality, it's still a very valuable model. So it's not like I was wasting my time discovering it and describing it, and it's not like I wasted my time on everything. But what I did, not necessarily waste my time on, but what I have to be really cautious of and really cognizant of changing and avoiding are all of the individual, single, isolated beliefs, isolated and connected to other things. Just all the beliefs that I took on because of Decoder Eye signals. Everything that I learned, not about the system of Decoder Eye signals, but from the signals themselves, taking them to confirm this or that thing. All of those confirmations are null and void in the light of what I've discovered about what's actually happening with the Decoder Eyes. So, again, this is kind of embarrassing, in part because I have been in this ridiculous error for, almost 2 years, and that I knew enough to conclude, to recognize what I recognize, i.e. that my decoder eye lights are a bad thing because they indicate that I'm interposing myself in between fiveness and the right head of fiveness and fiveness itself. I knew that I'm glad that I know it now, and but that's okay. I'm also anxious just because I'm putting myself out there in talking about fiveness directly and directly expressing the idea that I'm creating a new world for us, and that's likely to not. I hate to be judged by people, but there's nothing to do about it. I have to say that as part of this video because it's part of the truth that I'm expressing, that I've discovered, and I'm choosing to share. Okay, well, I finally said the whole bit. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.